This is all that preamble stuff that I chop in and throw in between if I decide to. If you saw the way I edited the last one, or the process I took to edit the last one, that was quite interesting. I also have another video to film like immediately after this, so if you do catch me wearing the exact same outfit in a completely different video, there's your explanation. Let me just get that first line. Ah! Firstly, thank you. Welcome back to another episode of Analog versus Digital. We're gonna dive straight into this. Picture this. In 2023 alone, 1.6 trillion photos were taken. That's over 50,000 photos per second. Meanwhile, film photography skyrocketed over 200% in the past 5 years. So, what's going on? Have we finally gotten sick of pixel perfect digital photography? Or is this just another nostalgia cycle, bringing back an old trend before we toss it aside again? And on that note, welcome back to another episode of Analog vs Digital, the series where I talk trends, tech, and the culture behind how we create. And on that note, welcome back to Analog vs Digital, to Analog vs Digital, to Analog vs Digital, the series where I talk trends, tech, and culture on how we create. And on that note, welcome back to another episode of Analog vs Digital. On today's episode, photography. Let's be real. Digital killed film photography in the early 2000s. Kodak, once a giant in this game, basically collapsed when everybody stopped needing film. And why wouldn't they? Digital was cheaper, faster, and easier. No more buying film, developing it, and having to wait a week just to find out your photos are trash. By 2010, digital cameras were the standard, and then smartphones took over entirely. Today, the numbers are insane. 93% of all pictures taken are digital. The iPhone is now the most used camera in the world, and high-end DSLRs, well, they're becoming a thing of the past as they're being rapidly replaced with mirrorless cameras, or being left to gather dust like mine was a couple years ago. So, case closed, right? Digital wins. Film is dead. End of video, right? Not quite. Over the last few years, film has made a wild comeback. Disposable cameras, 35mm film, and even old school point and shoots. They're all getting snapped up. But why, I hear you ask? Number one, nostalgia. We've officially run out of things to romanticize, and like we so typically do, we've circled back to something we loved from the past. In this case, it's grainy photos, light leaks, and waiting 3 days to see pictures, all in the name of aesthetic. Number two, authenticity. With film being slower, it's much more purposeful. There are no endless retakes or artificial enhancements. What you get is very much what you get. Bar some post-production if you do scan your pictures onto your computer and, touch up the color slightly, but not many people do that, so it's just a caveat, okay? People who shoot film, I know what you're doing with the pictures sometimes. And then the pictures aren't actually the pictures that come out of the camera, but they've touched up, they've scanned it. Yeah, you ever do see a film photo on Instagram? I think, the color's not so good. They use such an amazing stock. It might not actually be a result of that stock and camera combination. Like, they may have been tweaked ever so slightly just to make it a bit better. But you didn't hear it from me, okay? I didn't reveal secrets. I don't do that. What are you on about? Nothing. And number three, rebellion. The hyper-polished, AI-edited look is getting exhausting, if it hadn't been already. And as a society, we're always looking for something new, different, to make themselves stand out. And as wild as it sounds, people are craving imperfection. We can even go as far as seeing major fashion brands and magazines hopping in on this. Crack Magazine, ID, The Face, all have examples of editorials being shot on film within the last year and a half. Brands like Burberry and, forgive me for my pronunciation, Kim Shu, have even incorporated films into their campaigns, shooting lookbooks and short films using film. Kendrick, Frank Ocean, Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid actually is the one. Even celebrities like Kendrick Lamar, Frank Ocean, Bella Hadid, these so-called pillars of our society, are rocking film like it's 1997. Well, I'm guessing like it was 1997. I have no idea what it was like back then. This isn't just an aesthetic shift though, in my opinion. This feels more like a cultural one. But here's the thing. We've seen this before. Photography trends, like most other trends, aren't linear. They loop. The grunge Polaroid aesthetic of the 90s, it was simply just a callback to the DIY film photography scene of the 70s. That raw, candid Instagram look we're seeing echoes the 80s street photography revival. Even the way people are framing their shots, off-center, quote-unquote bad lighting, flash-heavy, it's straight out of old photography books. The same thing is happening now, and the same thing will continue to happen. For example, if we look at Tumblr in 2013 and compare it to TikTok in 2024, it's a similar film-heavy aesthetic making the rounds again. So is film photography back for good? So, is film photography back for good then? So, am I saying film photography is back for good? So is film photography back for good? Or, like I mentioned previously, is it just another nostalgia loop? Well, here's the truth. Digital, as we both are very aware, is not going anywhere. But neither is film, for now. Instead, I think we're in a hybrid era. There are now digital cameras that emulate film aesthetic. Take the Fuji X100V. There are countless film simulation presets and apps out there like VSCO, R&I Film, and even Fuji X Raw Studio, which help recreate classic film stocks digitally. And finally, brands are even designing cameras that blend both worlds. Take, for example, the Leica M1. What we're learning right now is that it's not about the tool, it's about the experience. Some people want control, precision, and endless retakes. Digital is perfect for that. Others want something raw, tangible, and imperfect. And film duly scratches that itch. So at the end of the day, the future of photography isn't about comparison. And as the old adage goes, comparison is the thief of joy. It's about how both approaches can coexist and help push boundaries creatively. So, what do you think? Are you happy that film is here to stay a little while longer, or do you just think it's another trend that's going to be kicked to the curb in a few months? Or, like me, do you think it speaks to something deeper within society? Let me know down below, and we can definitely chop it up. And stay tuned for a next episode of Analog vs Digital. And for those of you that have stayed this far, thank you. Please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also follow me on Instagram if you want more regular updates. Psych, I don't update regularly on Instagram. But yeah, please go follow me over there. And I'll catch you on the next episode of Analog vs Digital. Peace. I think we've got that somewhere. You said that in the last episode. Oh, my mic's not even plugged in. Comparing me to it. Oh, I have to do the audio again. The script's not up. I don't have water. My mouth is gonna get dry. My hands feel so dry right now. What are you doing with your hands? Why can't you take yourself seriously? You can't take yourself seriously. That's the problem. I love. Let me actually focus now. It's currently 3:15. Anyways, lock in. What's a pariah? Flash heavy. And I've forgotten the end of the line. If you look at Tumblr in 2013, what year is that? The same thing will continue to happen. Oh, we did it! We've